I feel like it's almost a canon event to kind of like hit a rock bottom in your life, like a point in your life where you're just at absolute rock bottom. I would definitely say it's happened to pretty much everyone. Everyone will go through a point in their life where you feel like everything's against you, or you lose something significant and you gotta like recover and get back to where you were before, right? I felt like I hit rock bottom a couple of months ago, and these are the things that I did to kind of get myself back to where I am now and above. So I'm like ahead of where I was last time. Just know if you are in rock bottom though, everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. Just use these steps. If you need to write this down, write this down. I will tell you, sorry about that. I will tell you firsthand that I've been through it. People watching this video have been through it, so comment in the comment section what you guys are going through, just things like that. But yeah, the first thing I did was I just accepted my reality, right? Acknowledge where you are without judgment. Starting from zero requires an honest self-assessment about your current situation. Don't sugarcoat anything. Don't try to pad your stats or anything. Where are you right now? Be honest with yourself. Financially, physically, what has gotten you to this point? Why are you here? You know what I mean? That's a very important part, because maybe you start getting answers just off this first tip. Why are you in this situation? A couple months ago, I was extremely broke, and that's because I got this job, which is the Marine Corps, and it paid 3 times less than what I was getting paid before, and I just had to accept that I made that decision. Obviously, I'm doing this job for the passion, not for the money, because if you're joining the Marine Corps, you're not doing it for the money. Hopefully not. But I accepted that I am in a bad financial situation. I didn't pad my stats. What I did is I just set achievable goals to get myself to the point that I'm at now, right? Same thing goes for my physical. I lost so much weight after boot camp, and I needed to find a way to get back to my weight that I was previously. I was a little bit chubby before, so I didn't want to get like back to like that weight, but now I'm at a very athletic weight, fastest I've ever been, pretty strong. I can always get better. We can always get better, but I am very fit compared to where I was a couple months ago. So basically what I did, which this is the second tip, was I set clear, achievable goals. I defined what success looked like for me in small, manageable steps rather than overwhelming myself. I didn't overwhelm myself with, creating extremely huge goals like gain 20 pounds or, try to make $10,000 in 1 month, even though I haven't done that in a while, like things like that. I didn't put an extreme level to where I was before. I just put, all right, here's what I got to do. I have these credit cards due. I'm going to pay this much every month, not my whole paycheck. Some people try to do, they try to go like balls to the wall. I didn't use my whole paycheck. I just said, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend this much amount of money. I'm in the military. I don't need to spend much on food, maybe just on snacks and stuff, and I don't need to spend on living. All I did was I just set clear, achievable goals. You pie it up, do it month by month. You use a task list if you need to, something. But yeah, just don't like overwhelm yourself with extremely huge goals. This is the third tip, which adds on to the goals part. Creating a simple daily routine, right? So I just simplified my life to make these goals achievable. All I did was I provided structure, stability, especially during like uncertain times. So like, let's say you travel and stuff, you need to find, let's say you're on a diet and you're traveling a lot, right? For whatever reason. You still need to find a way to be successful in your diet, even though you're traveling. So that's how I am with the military. I wanted to be successful in my YouTube, so I figured out times and ways to record, even though I have such a busy schedule. That's pretty much an example. But establish basic morning and evening rituals to anchor your days. I basically just, my most important blocks of the day are my morning block, my evening block, and then this little afternoon block I get right after work. this is where I get the most work done, and I'm acknowledging that because I know during the workday I'm not getting any like personal work done, and I know that like after the gym, which is usually after this, I know I'm not gonna want to like get too much done because I'm gonna be tired. So that's where I just kind of like made blocks, simple daily blocks to help me conquer the tasks and goals that I want to conquer every single day. So I just simplified my life. I took out the BS, so I don't really hang out too much no more. I do here and there, but it's not my main thing that's on my schedule anymore, so I don't hang out too much more. I learned to say no. So learning to say no in certain situations, that's an important skill set that you need to have as well. Just learning to say no so that you can help build this simple routine. The next thing, on to simplification. Focus on building one habit at a time. Don't try to transform everything at once. Master one positive habit before moving to the next. So if your main thing that you're disappointed in is your physical appearance, make that your main goal. Give your 90% to that. And then let's say you're struggling financially, give your 10% to that, because you can't really work on your finances every day. So you don't need to like put all your brain power there. Like you get paid every 2 weeks, create a quick like payday scenario for yourself once every 2 weeks. That takes 10% of your effort, and just have this discipline to stick to it. So that's how you can like focus on multiple things, but put most of your energy on one habit. If it's physical, focus most of your time on the gym. If it's a project like YouTube or something, focus most of your time on the project. You need to master and make it a habit before you can move on to the next thing. So once you make it a habit, once it's part of your daily routine, once you get that like itch that you can't move on, that it's a bad day if you don't do it, that's when you know you've mastered it as a habit. The next thing is investing in your education. And I'm not talking about college, I'm not talking about school, I'm talking about dedicating money and time to books, courses, mentors if you need to, just learning to do different things. Some of the most money I've made in my life were from me stumbling upon different educational sources. Like in 2021, it was 2021, I have a video on YouTube, you guys can check. I made $60,000 overnight, and it was literally because I was watching a podcast that talked about this one topic that made me like get obsessed with it, and then I became really good at it, and I made 60 bands in one night. Now they did patch it, of course, so I'm not doing that anymore, but I stumbled upon an educational source, and I ended up growing and learning so much from that educational source that ended up like making all that money. So ever since that day, I always believe in having a constant need for education, constantly wanting to get better, constantly wanting to learn new things, even investing money into it. Even if it doesn't yield a return, you can always use skill sets from what you learn to apply to different things. So invest in your learning. It can be the thing that makes you rich. It usually is, as a matter of fact. It's usually the thing that makes you rich. But invest in your learning. It's probably one of the most important tips here. The next thing is embracing discomfort, right? Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Take calculated risks, meaning don't like completely destroy your life. View challenges as opportunities to develop resilience. Once you can learn to deal with the BS, you're going to find a lot more success in your life. Like things will always come and hit you left and right. You're always going to have curveballs like coming at you, but you need to learn how to catch those. You need to learn how to deal with them and learn how to react in a positive way. So embracing your discomfort, that's going to be extremely important. Making sure that you are up for the challenges, making sure that when things happen to you, you know how to react. It's very important. It's something that I started using. Discomfort, very important piece. And then with discomfort, practicing gratitude. So practicing, thanking God, thanking God for what you have, your blessings. That's something that I need to work on to this day. Focusing on what you already have creates a positive foundation for building your future. So understanding that you are actually blessed and you actually do have things in your life that matter, and helping that give you motivation to move on to the next thing. Like I'm always grateful from God for the ability to work hard, and I'm always grateful to know God as well. Even though my relationship with him isn't always the strongest, I am grateful that I know God and know of him, and that I have the opportunity to learn about God. And that's just a personal thing that I'm grateful for. There are people that don't know of God and they don't have that type of hope or faith. And that's something that I need to work on too. I need to work on my religion. I need to work on my spiritual, which is something that I'm currently working towards as much as I can. The last thing that I'm going to just leave you guys off with is prioritizing your physical health. I've mentioned it a couple times in this video, but if there's one thing you can do, like out of this whole video, it's prioritize your physical health. Regular exercise, adequate sleep, proper nutrition. It's going to provide the energy you need for sustained effort. Treating your body with respect, treating your body with the things that it needs, that is going to take you bounds and leaps over your competition, over the next person. Do not discredit your body for a project. Don't discredit your nutrition. Take it very serious. Obviously, your nutrition, you can have a cookie here and there. I'm not saying to be absolutely dialed in perfect. That is not what this video is about. But treating your body with the respect that it deserves. You know, doing your cardio, that's big. A lot of people, like in the gym culture nowadays, they just focus on strength. No, focus on cardio, focus on building your strength, focus on being overall functional, just especially if you're in your older ages watching this, making sure that you're functional for your job, for your profession, for your kids, for your family, whatever. Making sure that you are as athletic and as capable as you can be as a human being, for your genetics, for your, capabilities. But prioritize your physical health. That's extremely important. Going to the gym right after this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, I can make a part 2. There's so much different things I have on my list here that I can talk about. I can talk about as much as you guys want me to, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.